Remember when Roy Dedmond's attorney held a press conference last week and said, hey, I know that the police and the FBI searched a ton of my client's properties for evidence related to Asha Degree's disappearance, but my clients had nothing to do with her. It was actually just some guy who's dead. Don't worry about it. When you get the search warrants, you'll see that I'm right. Well, the search warrants have been released, and now it seems like the lawyer might have been a little bit too optimistic. So he was right in that the DNA that they found did not link Roy Dedmond to Asha Degree, but it did link his daughter. According to the documents, a DNA sample of hair stem taken from Degree's undershirt appeared to match Dedmond Ramirez's DNA, and that's Anna Lee Dedmond Ramirez, who is Roy Dedmond's daughter, who was 13 years old at the time of Asha's disappearance. This is, of course, explosive for a lot of reasons, not the least of which is the fact that the article said undershirt. The only shirt that we've known about up to this point was a New Kids on the Block shirt that was found in the backpack that did not belong to Asha. It's long seemed likely that police were withholding all of the evidence that was found in the backpack in 2001. But yeah, an undershirt is a huge deal, especially an undershirt with somebody else's hair on it. DNA was also linked to a man named Russell Underhill. He was living in an assisted care facility that the Dedmonds owned. And one of Roy Dedmond's other daughters, who was 16 at the time, was given a green card by her father in 1999 and often transported people to and from the care facility. Investigators now believe that Asha Degree is a victim of homicide with her body concealed. Now, because of the Dedmond sisters' ages at the time, the one whose DNA they found was 13, and then there were two more who were 15 and 16, authorities wrote that adult assistance from their father, Roy Dedmond, and their mother, Connie Dedmond, would have been necessary in the execution and or concealment of the crime. So I don't feel like these warrants proved this dude's client's innocence like he seemed to believe they would on Friday. Also, for those who are speculating that this could be a hit and run, gone wrong kind of situation where they hit Asha on the road and then they just concealed her body, listen to the wording from the warrant. The new warrant states that as she was walking, she, quote, was seen being pulled in to a 1970s green Lincoln Thunderbird or another similar vehicle, end quote. Pulled in. You don't pull in somebody who's dead or dying. You would carry them in. Pulled in, to me, says that they were upright and somebody physically pulled them into the car and not lifted them into the car. Part of the search warrants included DNA buccal swabs for Roy and Connie Dedmond, as well as Anna Lee, who was the 13-year-old at the time. And then their home was searched, and the only thing seized was a BlackBerry cell phone, which, I mean, that's early 2000s to me. There aren't a lot of people who are out there currently with BlackBerries. A lot more evidence was also seized from the various searches, including multiple laptops and phones, cameras, photos, notebooks, and VHS tapes. A human tooth was also seized. Small pieces of red fabric and a small shoe sole were taken from outside the home, and a car was towed away, which we already knew about before. There's obviously a lot going on with it. The search warrants totaled like over 100 pages. I'm still trying to get my hands on the original copies of those so I can read through them all. But we are still going to be following this, and I'll keep you updated, as well as we will be doing an update episode on the podcast on Asha's case and everything that's been happening.